disgusting things I've done as an alcoholic. If you're new here, my name's Amanda. I am a recovering alcoholic. I used to drink vodka and take kratom all day, every day for about 3 years straight. I have told this story before, but I think that some of you just need to be reminded of the level of low that addiction and alcoholism can bring absolutely anyone to. Bottom line is, you are not alone. If you're feeling disgusted with yourself, if you're feeling like you have done things that you never imagined possible, so have I. There was a time that I did not care about the cost of living the way that I was in my active addiction. I was in complete debt, but I always found a way to get a drink. So on this evening, I was outside grilling, which I don't know why I was grilling, because I ended up cooking food and then I just wouldn't eat it because I didn't want to kill my buzz. I was on my very last bit of alcohol. I'm pretty sure it was vodka, and it was in a little short glass and it was on a table. And because I was already hammered, I turned around, or I moved, and I knocked the glass over, and I dropped to the ground so fast. You would think that somebody was shooting at me. That's how quickly I dropped. I licked and slurped and sucked as much of that spilled alcohol off of the filthy, dirty ground as I possibly could before it seeped into all the cracks. My dog used the bathroom on that ground. People walk on that ground. People spit on that ground. And do you think any of that ran through my mind? No. If it did run through my mind, do you think it would have stopped me? No, I didn't even think twice about it. That was the only thing for me to do in that moment. But that's not all. Because I had spilt my last bit of alcohol, I drove to CVS, because where I live, you can buy hard alcohol at any CVS. I walked in my pajamas, hammered. Yes, I drove there completely hammered, knowing full well that I was broke because I memorize my credit cards. So I started asking the manager there if I could just read off a bunch of numbers to him, and if any of them took, that I could, bring home my alcohol that I had already set on the counter. None of it worked. He was, looking at me the way that you look at someone who is panhandling or just being a nuisance. And mind you, it was at 9:00 p.m. I did what anyone would do that didn't want to go to jail for stealing, that is. I just walked outside and started begging people for change. I was not homeless. I was not carless. I had a job. I remember just the way that people looked at me. I could feel their pity, disgust. I had never in my life been looked at that way to that extent. And it did not bother me at all. I would have stood out there all night and begged until I got a drink. I know that I got alcohol because I blacked out that night, but I don't remember anything. I don't remember who gave me money. I don't remember anything after that. When I was in my active alcoholism and someone had offered me $1 million every week for the rest of my life, but the catch was that I could never drink again, I would have chosen to stay in poverty and still be able to drink. It would not have even been a contest, because to me, life was not worth living unless I could be drunk while I was living it.